So you can never actually make progress and improve until you face the truth. And the left somehow wants to blame it on a tactical error from the left and not the fact that the ideas are bad. So this weekend, Stephen A., I guess he goes by Stephen A. now, does not go Stephen A. Smith. He had this meltdown over what he thinks is news, I guess, and we have covered this for a very long time, but it's always fun when you see someone arrive to the party late and have no idea what is happening.
Yeah.
He just had this epiphany where he realized that there were actual, my gosh, federal agents at January 6th.
Here you go. Clean up that cotton. Raise them up. Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push. Come on.
Sorry, right clip if you wanted to see a man trained to punch a midget in his crotch. Here is Stephen A. today.
The news comes amidst a bombshell report from the Justice Department that revealed the FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground.
Okay, not
when the
agents,
Capitol was
informants.
stormed on January 6, 2021. The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. You know what I'm getting tired of?
Yourself.
You know what I'm getting to the Democratic Party? You know what I'm getting really pissed off about?
Hairline.
Cashmere turtlenecks.
I'm getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of all of it. They've actually made Donald Trump look like he was right instead of them.
No, hold on a second. This is the blame shifting. They didn't make him seem like he was right. We were right. Oh. And your side lied. Now, I know you should be mad at yourself for carrying the water of the liars, right? It's like, you're making it seem like Donald Trump is right.
Yeah, it's like saying they're making it seem like there's drones in the sky in New Jersey.
Yes.
Oh, there is.
You making it seem like they have to pay $50 million because he's not liable for, he wasn't found guilty of rape. You making it seem like when Donald Trump said I was not found guilty of rape, that he telling the truth. Sure.
Yeah.
I guess I'm fine. Yeah, I guess we're making it seem that way because there were 26 FBI informants there at January 6th. 17 of the 26 actually entered the Capitol or some kind of a restricted area. And the media, this is a guy who's so uninformed, so moronic, that he doesn't even realize the media has shifted, right? Where they're trying to claim, they've already been trying to claim the right is misrepresenting the report because these people were informants. They weren't agents. And none of the informants were authorized to participate. So in other words, they've already acknowledged this. 26 were informants. And they're trying to say, yeah, but the right is blowing us out of proportion. They weren't authorized. I don't know if you know this. If you're an informant, you can't engage in a crime, to be clear. None of the informants were charged, even though they engaged in potential criminal or unauthorized activity. The other people were, but the informants weren't. Again, this is about rules for thee and not for me. But this is what happens when the media is constantly selling untrue, ridiculous stories. I'm tired of you acting like there's newspaper boys when they're not newspaper boys. I see one of those. I'm in New York. They're not out there. You making it seem like the Mug Club team is right. This is Kashmir. I punch midgets.
You got to start off reasonable, then you have to yell, and then you have to come back down to a nice, reasonable tone.
I don't want to hear about your white privilege.
Slow down your speaking. It's very formulaic. I'm sorry, Stephen A. Like you do that. It's not the angry black man thing. It's that it's reasonable. Then I'm angry, and then I come back down and I slow down.
It's been a slow week in basketball.
Got this.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
isn't that what he does?
It is. He does. No, he does basketball. He does football. He does podcasts and a bunch of other stuff. He actually
and
goes on
political
with Cuomo and some other stuff. So I'm glad that Stephen A. is starting to have these kinds of epiphanies. Hopefully he registers it as truth and not the Democrats doing a bad job and making them look like Donald Trump was right, because he speaks to a very broad audience of people that are probably not mostly conservative. That's the thing about Stephen A.
The reason
that's good.
The reason they do this is because it's really hard to face your own failures. In other words, let me ask you this: where he's like, "You're making it seem like Donald Trump is right." Okay, so you're mad. They always want to make it about the messaging or the packaging, right? Oh well, the messaging behind the radical abortion movement is what's not effective. It was the packaging behind Kamala Harris. Look, if every single A-list celebrity and multi-billionaire from a corporation, if that's not effective enough packaging, you might have to look at, hold on a second, it's not that the Democrats, not that the left are making it seem like people are right. It's that they lied and you lied. You were wrong. It's a lot harder to face, wait a second, it's not the packaging. We've been lying. And we've been rejected, not because of packaging, but because people know verifiably that we are lying. The opinion has shifted on January 6th, not because, I mean, we've been harping on this. We've had committees for crying out loud for a long time. No, people are realizing that we lied about it. Wait a second. We just lost an election. We lost the House. We don't have the Supreme Court. Not because of the packaging, but because despite all of the media packaging, all of Hollywood, all of the ruling political class, it's been rejected. So you can never actually make progress and improve until you face the truth. And the left somehow wants to blame it on a tactical error from the left and not the fact that the ideas are bad.
Yeah. It's not the packaging that people don't like. It's the product.
Exactly.
Like the product sucks. Right. So with this kind of thought from Stephen A., like I hope he continues to come around. But I also I don't like the idea that he is going to be one of these people who stands up for conservatism either. Like, don't think that that's him. Don't think that he's a guy that is an absolute conservative and he's going to go out. It's almost like, I was trying to think of his name. That's why I stopped for a second. I never remember the late night host who has an HBO show who does a podcast as well.
Bill Maher.
Maher. I always forget Maher's name. So he's that same kind of guy where it's like, oh, Bill Maher said something reasonably conservative. I like that he says that, but don't go out and say, oh, okay, now he's on our team and he's going to do everything the way we want, because Stephen A. won't. Trust me.
Here's what's happening.
That guy.
They're seeing the money dry up. We were just talking about this. If you have Amazon Prime or if you have YouTube TV, whatever it is, all of a sudden what you were watching at one point in time now has a bunch of added ads. You were paying for ad-free, right? The money is drying up. Everything is a licensing play. They cannot make the money. The old school media of Seth Meyers getting Johnny Carson numbers or Letterman or Leno numbers, that's done. They see it drying up, and so some people right now are trying to kind of throw one foot off of that ship into a lifeboat for self-preservation. They're going, okay, once we go out into the cold water that we have known for a decade and a half, that us here have known, all right, we don't have the same safety net, and we're not going to have this backing. We know that this industry behind us is crumbling. What do we need to do? Okay. We need to somehow be at least a little more honest than we were in the past. Just going out and saying there's nothing to see here, just going out and saying, hey, oh, look at all these crazy right-wingers, isn't going to work. There is an element of self-preservation. Please be very, very mindful of that and see through it. And a good, look, people change their minds, sure.
Yeah.
But you need a moment, a flash of genius moment, and you need to see passion from people to expose the corruption. You need to see passion from people to right the wrongs. That's what redemption actually is, not just, well, people, I guess Trump has a point. That's not enough. It's not enough, Bill Maher. It's not enough,
right.
Stephen A. Smith. These people don't deserve a platform with you yet. Just be hopeful, but verify. And by the way, none of them are putting the work that you put in. Mm-hmm. We put our money where our mouth is. If you see any fraud, waste, abuse, corruption, help the Mug Club Undercover team. Send them to lwctips@protonmail.com. We are willing to go to jail to protect our sources and have faced that very scary reality. Hey, if you liked this video, you can comment or hit like. And because you and I were a lot alike. Probably like dogs. I like dogs. If you like cats, I don't want you here. I'm not making videos for cat people. I told you, if you're a cat, I don't want you here. I'm not doing it. Not doing it for cat people. Dog person, click there. Cat person,